Okay, so we're gonna go into it today. So I want to go over these rates. Okay, so this is for my Hotshots and my box truck owner operators and or dispatchers who dispatch these equipment types. I'm gonna make sure I go over this for y'all real quick. Not only what the market is doing currently, but what it was doing historically last year at this time, to show you that you got to implement different strategies if you want to survive in this type of a market. Okay, so what we're going to do is what this is, and I'm going to present to y'all is Freight Traffics. Okay, so Freight Traffics is the only tool in the industry, the only one that we have compiled, and we go to the top 3 load boards in the industry and compile this information for hot shots and the box trucks. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot get this information from DAT and try to do some type of calculation of 80%, 70%, and you think that's going to work. Because where dry vans need to be in the industry versus box trucks is not the same. Where hot shots need to be in the industry opposed to flatbeds is not the same. So because of that, we make this on purpose only for hot shots and box trucks. Okay. So to my hot shot carriers, this is where you would be. To my box truck carriers, this is where you would be. And for my dispatchers right here. Okay. Again, this is the only tool. It is called Freight Traffics. Now, what I want to show y'all is how much the industry has changed from last year to this year. Now, it's commonplace for hot shot and box truck owners to want $2 a mile. Okay. They say $2 a mile, but they will negate and neglect the overall gross that needs to happen in combination with $2 a mile. When it comes to the hot shots, both of these, the idea of running both of these properly is that you would be over the road, OTR for both of these, so that way you make a certain amount of gross, which will pay your overhead cost, your fixed cost, and now you would still want to ideally get a certain rate per mile, so that way you'd only drive so many miles in the first place. Okay, so now this one is going to be for dispatchers. This is for dispatchers who dispatch for usually both of these. These dispatchers would do both of these. So if you're not dispatch hot shots, most people do box trucks, vice versa. So then this is the one for dispatchers. Now, reason I'm showing you that, because I want to show you historical data. So what I did is I pulled this information from last year, see September 2022, and just from the distance, as you can tell, you can see the difference in colors. Okay, so just for this illustration, red is bad. Okay, red is $0 to $1.24. Red. Yellow is $1.25. Okay, to $1.84. That's yellow. Okay, green is $1.85 and better. So ideally, if you got a box truck or hot shot and they say they want $2 a mile, you would ideally have to be in the green. But I want to show this as a comparative difference because a lot of people don't understand how this works when it comes to the freight capacity being so low the way it currently is today. So on this side, 1 year ago, you can barely see there was any red for box trucks. Okay, there's only 2 states that were red. For hot shots, nothing was red. Nothing. So that means all the freight was at least paying $1.25 and better. The green means it was paying $1.85 for hot shots. Okay? Just compare it. So if I know you can't see it because it's a great distance behind, right? But at this time, this one says that hot shots were $1.74 as a national average. So you would negotiate about 25 cents greater than that, and it would be easy for you to hit $2 a mile. Thank you for the likes. So because of that, it's easy to hit $2 a mile if the brokers are already fixated that they wouldn't already pay you $1.75 before you negotiate. The box trucks were at $1.54. Okay, so yet alone 2021, but we're just using this as an example. So $1.54 a year ago in comparison to hot shots a year ago was $1.74. So hot shots have always made more money than box trucks. The reason why you need to understand this is because you have to be able to have the conversation with the carrier or your owner operator or the dispatcher on realistic expectations for hot shots and box trucks. Okay, so this was last year. See, September 2022. Okay, this one was just last week's update. Okay, look how much red there is. I don't even know how many states that is in comparison to this year. Okay, so let's say you live somewhere over here where the state is red. Obviously, you got problems because a lot of people still start a trucking business tomorrow saying, hey, man, I'm living over here in, wherever, Idaho, Utah, Las Vegas, whatever, and I only want to go in a 500-mile radius. See, today, that's problematic. You cannot do that. This is why people are failing so every single day out of the industry, because they're not adapting, nor do they have proper resources in order to know what they need to do with their equipment type in order to be successful. Last year at this time, this year at this time. Okay? Last year, this year. Hotshots. Last year, you could not almost go wrong. So green, $2 a must. $2 a plus. You could run $2 a plus on a consistent basis. You all right. Over here, we stay away from this because fuel is too high. So you can only be in this little patch right here. And as you can tell, it's problematic. So here, $1.74 for Hotshots. This is what brokers were given as a 48 state average. Here, $1.93. Okay. Here versus last year, $1.93. Now it is $1.62. So $1.93, okay, based upon the numbers, because I had them get the numbers exactly from the spreadsheet 1 year ago. And then last year was $1.77. So always, Hotshots have always made more money than box trucks. But right now it's problematic. So $1.93 last year, right now it's at $1.62. So that's 30 cents difference, okay? So 30-cent difference, okay? So let's say a person is over the road and they go 2,500 miles loaded. In a week, a Hotshot owner-operator 1 year ago is going to make $750 less every week based on the difference in the rates. $750 a week. So let's say they over the road 3 weeks. They're going to make $2,250 less on gross. Why? Because the market is bad. Now, the reason I'm presenting this is if you don't adapt, dispatcher or owner operator, if you don't adapt to these new rates, if you don't adapt to the new strategy, if you don't start going to different states, if you don't understand how to run partials, if you don't increase what you have been doing or change your methodology and what you're going to be doing, the reason why you're going to go under, because you do not adapt. So the reason why I thought about doing this today is because I was looking on DAT. And, if you go to DAT trend lines, it'll kind of give you that breakdown of the two variables and you can kind of see what's going on. And so now I'm using that here to show 1 year from the other year in comparison week by week to show you. Now, the key here is that I want people to pay attention to is depending on where you live. Okay. This is a huge difference, right? So if you live in some place, hold on real quick, I'm sorry. If you live in a place that was once not red and that is red, if you don't adapt and start saying, hey, normally I want to be home every 2 weeks, but now I can't go home because my whole area of the United States is red, so I need to stay on the East Coast, even though before I used to be able to make money on the West Coast. If you don't adapt between what used to happen opposed to what's happening now, guess what? You're going to go out of business. Okay? You're going to do what? Go out of business. Okay? So because of these two variables here, this is why people must adapt to what's going on today. Today. Please understand. Okay? I'm going to go back for those who just chimed in. This is a part of freight traffics. This is what we do. Okay? $34.99 for each one of these. But obviously, if you're not going to the right areas and you don't position yourself properly, it's going to cost you much more than $34.99 a month if you don't know what you're doing. Okay? If you don't know what you're doing. So I would open it up for questions, only speaking about this. I'm not going to go into anything else about anything else today. Okay? So if I turn this thing off, I just want to talk about this today because I'm going to use this content later on for my YouTube channel. Okay. So do you have any questions about Hotshots and box trucks about this rate that we see here? All right. So again, this is called freight traffics. This is the only tool in the industry crafted to help Hotshots and box truck owner operators be successful. Okay? And this is the one for dispatchers, because most dispatchers, they know how to dispatch one of these, they will dispatch the other one. Okay? $34.99, $49.99. And this is the historical data I want to show you guys today to show you the difference that it makes. So at the end of the day, you must run a strategy that has been proven based upon historical data in comparison to what the market is doing today, and you must adjust if you want to stay alive in the trucking industry. So the quote that people say is adapt or die. That's what's happening right now because people are unwilling to adapt. So if you don't adapt, you're gonna go out of business. So that means you need to stay on the road longer. That's one. If you need to go to different states, that's another one. If you need to run parcels sometimes, that's another option. But if you don't decide to do different things, different strategies, then you will go out of business. Okay? Any questions about that? Any questions? Because I just thought about this because you can go to that and see all their last year numbers. And I was like, oh, let me pull up mine real quick. And I need to figure out how to maybe post this to the people that are in the membership so they can see it as well. Because I just thought about it and how this could help people just in general. So that way we can try to, give you guys as much value as you can, those who have purchased the freight traffics, to keep you update on what's happening historically as well as other things that are going on. Okay, any questions? Please ask questions. If not, I'm gonna shut it off early today because I don't have a lot to go over today. I just really want to make this content for my YouTube channel, but I don't really have anything to kind of go over. So if you guys got questions, please ask them because I'm gonna go over this right here. Can you share a new insight into? Nope. All we're gonna talk about today is gonna be this freight traffics right here. So if you're a new dispatcher, I always recommend people start out with Hotshots and box trucks. So if you're going to do that, then you need to at least have this technology here. So that way that'll give you an advantage on the marketplace. But I want to keep it based on this right here today. So if any questions about this technology or the freight traffic based on rates. Freight traffics. So freight traffics is a tool that we have. It's the only tool in the industry that actually draws the information for what the rates are on the top 3 load boards in the industry for Hotshots and box trucks. So some people try to go to that and try to do calculations on 80% of what that's all BS because that is not accurate, because where a dry van needs to go, there's not a need for a box truck. Where a flatbed needs to go, that's not the same need as a hotshot. So this is the only tool that helps you navigate exactly where to go, what the state averages are in real time, and we update this every single week. So what I'm trying to show people is this is what happened in 2022 versus now is anywhere between 30 to 40 cents less as a national average per that equipment type. So when Hotshots or box trucks are requesting $2 a mile, but the market is not doing that in general, then you have to be able to adjust accordingly. Okay? So any questions about this freight traffic is right here. All I'm asking, questions I'm answering is about what you see in the picture. Okay. Any questions about freight traffics? So then this is where it is on our website. This is freight traffics, trademarked. I need to put the trademark on it. For hotshot mode, it's $34.99. For box truck mode, $34.99. For dispatchers, $49.99. You always say your stuff is getting hidden, man. I don't know why, man. What question you got? Try to post it again. Oh, you got a good question. Elaborate on blue. Okay, so yeah, blue area. I'll just go into it then. So the blue area, I'm see it's on the picture. Should be on that picture actually. Yeah, so the blue area, so we stretch it out for the historical data. Okay. So the blue area here is where we've identified here, right in these states right here, where partial rates reside. Okay. Partial rates, which means if you come from Texas and the carrier says, hey, I want to make $250 a mile. Well, most of the time, instead of getting maybe partials or waiting for a good load to come up to go to a better area, people go from Texas and they'll go to the West Coast thinking that's smart. And it's not, because the operating is differently. You can break down. So it costs a whole lot more. Fuel is high. Regulations are different, stuff like that. So when you cross over this bordering that we place here, that's in blue, when you try to come out, they want to give you partial rates. So if you go over here for $250 a mile, whenever you try to come out of this place, they want to pay you like $1.25. So generally the only people that will ever go to the West Coast that don't live on the West Coast is inexperienced owner operators or dispatchers that don't understand the market. Okay, that's the only time people ever go there. Or you go there because you got a dedicated customer, you got a couple of loads, maybe 3 loads, or 3 partials, you're doing some crazy stuff or something like that. So then you want to load up like crazy. You might go from one side to the other one, and then it may be able to do something. Right? So you might be able to go from, you say like Pennsylvania or Kentucky, you want to go all the way to California, and you can get, $3 a mile on a trailer, and you're going 2,000 miles, you might make $6,000 going one way. But then when you come out, you might go from California to Oklahoma, go 1,800 miles, making $2,000. That makes sense? So that's what the blue is for. So we have the blue outline here, for the Hotshot, and then also Florida. So we always tease about Florida is the only state where loads go and die. So I'll probably say the most common issue we have when carriers reach out to us is that my dispatcher sent me to Florida and I'm stuck. That's probably the most common reason dispatchers get fired, because they're trying to dispatch something they know nothing about. So if you are a dispatcher and you have less than 1 year of experience in the industry, you do not have this tool, you're going to get fired a lot because you don't know what you're doing. You're going to get fired a lot. I mean, like every chance you get, because you'll get one good paying load and it's going to drop you off at another one. Also, it helps you with the onboarding. So if you reach out to somebody and they live in Texas and you tell them, hey man, Texas is paying $1.55 a mile, and they say, oh, I don't move for less than $2.50. That's erroneous, right? How the heck are you going to go from Texas to Illinois for $2.50 when the loads are not paying that, unless you got to implement a new strategy like running partials, which you wrote an ebook on that as well. So that helped people out. But just getting a truckload right now, it's almost dang near as hard to get a flatbed, 48 and 53 foot, to pay $2.50 a mile. You tell them you're going to get that in a Hotshot? Erroneous. So that's going to help dispatchers from also maybe staying away from certain type of carriers that have unrealistic expectations that they cannot manifest, especially with the new regulations from the FMCSA. So if you cannot talk to direct shippers and you only do brokers, a lot of brokers don't want to pay that. Okay, so you must adjust to whatever the market is doing currently. Like, this is not optional. This is what you must do if you want to survive in the market. Otherwise, the market is going to put you out of business. Okay, thank you, Manny, for that question. I know y'all's got some good questions. Any other questions we can answer? So my team uses this on onboarding calls to bring on new clients, and they use it every day to make sure they're running the trucks, because we update this every week. But this illustration currently is based around what was happening last year. Last year, much better, way better, 30 cents more as a national average, 30 cents more, 30 to 40 cents more than it is right now. So if Hotshots was $1.74, it was easy to move Hotshots all over the United States for $2 a mile. That was not a problem at all. Not a problem. Now it's getting more difficult. So you must be able to have the conversation intelligently with your carrier, or if you are a carrier, you have to adapt new philosophies or go to different places. Except TikTok. Yeah, dedicated lane range has nothing to do with this illustration right here that I'm trying to show right now. But a lot of times dedicated rates are not more. A lot of times they're less. because the broker thinks they're doing you a favor. Yes, sir, Manny. I appreciate you, family. Yeah. So I want to make sure we talk about this today because people keep going out of business every day and they're not willing to adapt. Or we get people on the phone that wants dispatching and they have these unrealistic expectations. So at the end of the day, you know, the problem is that people are still lying on TikTok, lying on YouTube. You know, thank you so much, family, right? They lying out here still telling people to go get a box truck, get a rental, you know, get all this high percentage, 18 cents a mile, 21 cents a mile. You can make this money. So those videos are still circulating, but then the rates continue to decline. So you cannot afford that. So if you cannot afford to go buy your truck cash, if you cannot go to like finance it traditionally or something, right? Like people get in trouble. Yes, I'm telling you, man. And that's what I'm saying. People are getting in trouble, man. I'm a carrier too, so I don't think it's a game out here for people to go get in debt $60, $80, $100,000 and they go out of business in 6 months. So you must adapt. So if you got this truck and trailer for 5 to 7 years, this is the market that we're in. So if you can't survive in this market, you better start talking to shippers directly. You know, we're going to update tomorrow. We're going to put our capability reports on the website tomorrow. We have them already, but we just don't have it on the website. So because of that, we got capability reports. We have shippers lists on our website that people can use to try to shoot their shot at shippers. Like we try to make as many resources as possible to help people. But spot freight in general, spot freight consists of about 15% of all the freight that's going on in the United States at any given day. 15% of it, that's the low board freight. The rest of it is relationship based. So even on our website, we have brokers list for you to make relationships with direct brokers. But I'm just telling people, and regardless of where you are in your business, day 1, day 100, or 5 years in the game, if you on the low board, this is your reality. If you don't like it, you got to do some other things. Okay. Thinking a broker's going to save you may not be, you know, your cup of tea. Okay. Depending on your business model, depending on your cost to operate. Something I'm going to do too. I got my people working on right now. I'm going to build in on our website. I'm about to build in not only a TMS system, but I'm also going to build in a cost per mile calculation on the back of our website too. That 15-day history is also driven based on experience. Correct. Yes, all this data here, if you're not trying to make relationships directly with people, you're going to get caught up in what's going on randomly. So if you don't want to get caught up in the hoopla, you got to do something else. But if you are in the hoopla, hey, it is what it is. I try to make sure I speak to people regardless of where they are in their business. Day 1, day 100, 10 years in the game. Hey, this is what the data is doing. So you need to position yourself or move yourself accordingly. Okay, so all of it's right, all of it's wrong. I appreciate your family. And so, I'm just trying to give people a clear eye view. So if you only have that, this is the biggest fallacy. You have that and you're going to look on a hot market map to decide where you move in a box truck. That is incorrect. Incorrect. Okay, please understand that. That is incorrect. Okay. Any questions I can answer for y'all? I want to drill this point home today that you must use resources per your equipment type. Yeah, if you got a dry van, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's for dry vans, flatbed, reefers. That's for them. If you got a box truck Hotshot, that map is not for you. Please stop trying to use that and justify it as if that's what you need, because it's not going to work like that and people won't get in trouble. So this is my attempt to help people not keep making this fallacy, because I heard people say it all the time. Oh, I just use a DAT map. Wrong. I see people on this app that teach dispatching courses doing it wrong. That is not right. Incorrect. I'm not going to hate on nobody in the comments. I won't say nothing. I'd be shaking my head like, oh my God, this is incorrect. Okay. So questions. Well, that's always been an issue. The people have a middleman and all that kind of stuff. But that's the thing. If people come together, and then get, multiple trucks together, they can go straight to the shipper. When leaving the software to carriers, what are key points to mention on this? When leveraging the software, key points. Yeah, we just presented that we have the only tool in the industry crafted for Hotshots and box trucks, so we know exactly where to move their truck. So then a lot of times what I tell my team to do is to actually utilize it in real time, right? So literally, say if you're talking to somebody who lives in Oklahoma, we will literally look on the map, because half the time a lot of owner operators are not being honest with you when they're talking to you. So you say, how's your business going? Oh, it's going amazing. Why are you looking for a dispatcher? Oh, I'm just trying to see what's up, right? So let's say this person that you're talking to on the phone about dispatching lives in Oklahoma. I'm going to tell him, hey, just so you know where you live, Oklahoma is kind of a bad place. It's lower than the national average, where Oklahoma is roughly $1.53. And that's going to be ideally associated with Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. There's also going to be Lawton included, and Tulsa. So you can get like a median of those three places that's in Oklahoma. So they're like way over here somewhere. It's going to be worse than that, because it's more identifying closer to Amarillo. So that's going to be extremely problematic, right? So, it's like Lawton is at the very bottom. You got OKC, you got Tulsa over here. So it's like a little triangle is how we grab this data here, right? So if they're in Tulsa or they're in OKC, they get a little bit better because they're closer to these other states. But now if you tell them we're going to take you from Oklahoma and now we're going to run you to Illinois, that's better. We're going to run you to maybe not Indiana. If you're going from one state to the next, it'll be a higher rate per mile, probably about $2.50 a mile, because they're so close to each other. But running from here, go to Ohio. So you want to actually walk them through your strategy and tell them this state is 188 right now, blah, blah, blah. And so when you're talking to them like that, no other dispatcher that they're talking to would be able to have this conversation intelligently, because they don't have this technology. So if their carriers, they have one $2 a mile, $2.25 a mile. What 99.9% dispatchers going to do is say, okay, I'm going to try my best. I'll negotiate. I'll fight for the last dollar, blah, blah, blah. And they basically lie to the carrier. Then all of a sudden they get a carrier agreement back. They try to get on here, blah, 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 blah. And when they try to do all that stuff, come to find out they fumble because they can't do it. So they're like, oh, man, I keep calling this carrier to move this freight. And every time I present a load, they say no because it's not paying enough. Well, then that's your problem as a dispatcher, because you didn't have a proper sales and in an onboarding call to set the proper expectations. Can you show every state averages for about? Yeah, it has that availability, but the box trucks are here. So you have to click every single state to find it. Or if you purchase this, you will go right here to this compare tab right here. You click to compare and it will list every single state based on the averages. So if you were to buy a box truck only, it's $34.99 to get access to everything. And it's updated usually on Friday or Saturday morning. So every Monday, you would look into the freight traffics to find out what your strategy is going into every single week. So I'm telling you right now, next week will be kind of slow. The first part of the week, then it'll pick up. But then after that, it should be better probably about Wednesday or something on the low boards. It's on our website. You can click the link in the bio. It's called, my website is blegistics.net, but the product is called Freight Traffics. So blegistics.net here, but the product is called Freight Traffics. So we have this one. We have them for every equipment type. So this is for box trucks and Hotshots for this week. Red is bad. Thank you, sir. Red is terrible. Yellow is middle, and green is where you want to try to go. But the whole point is, if you find yourself, say you got a box truck, right? You find yourself over here in Oklahoma or Kansas, what you want to do is make sure you don't move that truck for less than that when you're negotiating with brokers. That's the power of having this, right? So if like you say, hey, man, Kansas is a better paying state. Don't move your truck for less than 151. So people run around saying statements like, don't take cheap freight and stuff like that. If you don't know, just in general, what freight should cost, you're going to end up doing it. Just picked up on Little Rock. Little Rock is rough. New Jersey's always pretty good. Especially if you have relationships with brokers, that area, New Jersey, all that kind of stuff. We move a lot of carriers from the New Jersey area and they make pretty good rates. So New Jersey is a good place to be. Over you. Okay. Any other questions we can answer about freight traffics? I want to make sure I get a clear, precise, spend time talking about this. That's true, but that's why the brokers know they have to pay. Yeah. The less places people want to go, then they got to pay more. So that's why some people will set their routes accordingly. Some people try to run around the tolls. People have different philosophies for everything. Well, that's how they set their precedent when it comes to the negotiation that they're going to be utilizing, considering those other variables. Oklahoma's crazy too. All of a sudden, they've been doing it for a while, but Oklahoma's stupid. Paying $700 for 6 miles in New Jersey. If you get that, that's good. We've had some stuff like that when you going to New York, going to that island. They'll pay an arm and a leg to go to that island sometimes, especially for a Hotshot. Yeah, that's really good rate. Good. Any other questions I can answer for you guys based on this? So explain such map would guarantee you weekly margins. Well, it's going to help you set a precedent on a strategy. So what we do when we talk to our clientele is the whole methodology is to under promise and over deliver. So when you make a business plan, you make a business plan based on the low, never the high. So based upon that, depending on how many miles you drive in a week versus the national average is what you would anticipate making. No, I don't. Sorry, family. It's just only hot shots and box trucks. I'm just trying to give people something that doesn't exist, but I'm not competing in other ones. But I know RGNs, I don't have anything for that. So yeah, let's say use hot shots. Okay. So that math is $1.62, right? And let's say you were to put up 2,500 miles loaded, right? Then 2,500 miles, then you can look at a bottom end gross, long as nothing stupid happens, like truck order not used, cancel loads, so like that. If you put up 2,500 miles loaded, you're going to make 4,000 gross. That's just how the math. So now through negotiation, let's say the national average is $1.62, but you go to places, you negotiate, and you have you running at $1.90. Let's say that $1.90 times 25, now you make $47.50. So you literally can make $700 more easily by only knowing how to negotiate for 20 cents more. This is why I try to make sure people understand the value in the map. When you don't know where you're going in the dark. When you're going in the dark, you're either going to sit around for days and not move because you went to a bad state, or you're going to take freight cheaper than what you should. But in a market like now, you have to run your business very lean. So people that cannot run their business lean are the ones going out of business. Because it's a numbers game. So every piece of 5 cents, 8 cents, 7 cents, more than what you were getting before compounds per every single mile. So it's crucial that people have tools like this. In 2021, you could throw anything against the wall, you can make money. And that's why so many people are going out of this industry, because you could know nothing in 2021 and you could halfway get lucky and make all this money. That's not happening anymore. So if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have a strategy, if you don't have resources, if you're not, implementing running partials, like if you don't have multiplicity of strategies and imply things that you're doing on purpose, people are going out of business every day. This is on my website. This is what we have created as a company. We had it now over a year and a half. It's on blogistics.net. The product is called Freight Traffics. I have trademarked this product and all of it. So yeah, this is my tool that I created to help hot shots and box truck carriers. So what I was going before earlier is that from last year, this time to this year, there's a 30 to 40 cent difference in just rate per mile throughout the industry for hot shots and box trucks. That's like $1,000 difference on gross every single week. So based on that, you cannot just do what people were doing before. Oh, go rent. They've been talking about this crap since 2020, 2021. Go rent a box truck and you just make all this money. You go rent a box truck you want to. You don't have a dedicated customer that's paying you some crazy amount of money. You're going out of business. You cannot do what was happening in 2021. And that's what people are still selling via the internet. That's how people are getting in trouble. They're setting people up for failure, and they don't care. They're just trying to sell a $32 ebook. They don't care, which is sad. Okay, any questions? What is a green? Green means it's $1.85 and more per that state, which is ideally where you want to be if you can get over there. But it's just not that many states currently paying, that much. That's why if you go look at the historic picture here, one year ago, so it wasn't a lot for box trucks. I mean, it's never really been hidden for box trucks per se. But in Hotshots, it was a lot of states that were green. You see that? Now, look, it wasn't even any red. It was 2 states that was red. Half the 139 states is red now. It was no red for Hotshots. Now there's red states and very few green. See, that's crazy. Yeah. So, yes. Any questions? Well, my phone open on my website. It's crazy. So I ran a truck, but I go by what you're telling me on a map. Yeah, I mean, that's the best. If you're on the load boards, searching for freight on the load board, just from, trying to make relationships with brokers directly, from using DAT, 123 load board, truck stop, whatever load board you're utilizing in general, if you're running that way or if you're using that, then yes, you navigate your steps according to the map. Even though this is over here, unless you live over here, still don't go over here for Hotshots unless you make a stupid amount of money based on the law of averages. Okay, so the law of averages would be this. Let's say you want to maintain your truck for, it says $1.62 right now for Hotshots. Let's say you want to move your truck for, say, $2 a mile because of easy math. Well, when you're going from this side, which is more populated, and it's easier to get higher rates in the Midwest, you want to go over here, even though it's green intrastates, right? When you come out, they're still going to try to parcel you. So because of that, if I need to move for $2 a mile, I need to get over here for $3, $3.20, $3.30. And this one, you have people do certain strategies like partials, 2 truckloads, 3 partials, whatever people are doing. That's problematic on another ebook we wrote, but that's not for this time. But you get over here with a certain rate because you need to anticipate when you come out is going to be hindered. So if you get over here for 3, you come out for 1, you have an average of 2. So then that goes into your averages for the overall month. But don't come over here at all. These states do not come over here in general unless you come in with a lot of money. If you live over here, that's different. But I'm saying to be over here and then willingly go over there, you're going to get in trouble. Even though it's green. Please understand. If you stand in that state because you live over there, it's different. You go from state to state, this state. But if you want to go drop off one state and come all the way back over here, it's going to mess you up. Yeah, I mean, PA is a decent paying state. That's because of the cost for the state in general. I mean, there's tolls, there's a lot of variables that go along with PA. But if you make relationships in PA, depending on your equipment type, you have a Hotshot, we have a shippers list. If you're a carrier, we have shippers list and stuff like that for that state. And those shippers lists are crazy good. PA, Ohio, New Jersey, New York, all those shipper states do very well for people getting direct freight. That's just because just like people don't want to go there on the low board, people, same thing. It's a better opportunity to get direct freight in that same area too. Yeah, West Virginia is terrible. I mean, the shippers list even small too. West Virginia is a rough state. It is a rough state. I mean, everything's possible. Please understand that. But I'm just, some states are just easier than other ones, just in general. Just so you know. Any other questions? No traffic, no tolls. Thought I had a chance. Yeah, it just comes when it comes to relationships and freight that's revolving around that place. I mean, you just got to pound the pavement more. I have a 26-foot box truck. Can I get with your brokers with a shipper rate? I mean, we dispatch box trucks, but your MC is only 60 days old. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be struggle till you hit that 6 month. We have a list on our website. It's under resources, under carrier document resources. It's a new broker list. This is a pain in my butt. We've made this list. This is the third version of it. Currently, it has 17 brokers on it. We've already did this twice. It had 25, then it had 22. Now it's at 17 because this freaking thing keeps changing because brokers keep pushing back their things. So this is the most active I just did it like a week ago. So if it does something different, these people here work with all the brokers work with all carriers from day one. But even with that, you have a master list here, a brokers list that you can also purchase as well. And you would need to be able to call them all. So I see it says 500, call everybody. Call them and email them to try to work out a relationship to figure out what you can do with them. This is the extra stuff that we have to do in a down market. So some people are going to put in a word. Some people won't. Either way, we have the resource to help people regardless of what they're willing to do. We have the resource. Or we have dispatchers. If you want to try to let us do it for you, we have dispatch service too. Yep. So good question. Any other question? That's good questions, y'all. I love good questions. What's up, Miss Ivy? You been missing. I ain't seen you in a while. Like you be in and out. Maybe that's my fault because I go so random on my timing. I don't have a certain time that I go live. I just like to go live to try to engage community, but I'm not. This is not how I really make money, so I'm so bad at it. People are like, when you go live? I'm like, whenever I turn on the camera. That probably will never change, to be honest. What's up, brother? Hey, y'all should go follow my dude right here. This dude super motivational right here. Super motivational. He got me back on that gym 6 days a week, making me feel bad. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, but y'all can definitely do this, man. I'm just trying to give y'all a plan. I mean, this is basic, man. Like I'm telling you, my son, he's 13 years old. He just turned 14 on Sunday. He's been booking freight since he was 12. And it's just literally the fact that, he just, sit him in the office. He understands the codes and all that kind of stuff and sit there and just doing it. What's up, Joe? Yeah, man, I got you on my call to talk to you on Tuesday. I can't wait to talk to you, man. Oh, I appreciate it, family. Yeah, man, I'm trying to be the plug for all resources that anybody needs in transportation. So we got generic carrier agreements that should be on the website by tonight for $19.99 because we was having a problem with people saying, well, I want to buy a carrier agreement, the niche ones, but I don't have a logo. I don't have this. I don't have that. So we went back and took away all the specializations of it, the customization, So now you can just go buy a carrier agreement that's a niche one. So if you're dispatching Hotshots or box trucks, whatever, you can come buy it for, I think it's going to be $20, $19.99. Make it a really, really good price point for people to now get a carrier agreement that they need per their equipment because maybe they don't want to spend $30 customizing it, or maybe they don't care. So we got that going on the website tonight. Then we're going to be bundling the 4 ebooks in a bundle to give people a better price point on the bundle. And we're going to do 2 or 3 other bundles, and we got to update like 3 more products. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks, we'll have more resources on the website to help people in their journey. We're going to be also our class in-person training is going to be September 18th to the 22nd. And we will be in Atlanta, Georgia, October 14th to teach dispatchers how to engage 10,000 carriers a month from their computer. So we have a lot of stuff going on. A lot. That's the best way to do it. Any other questions? Come on, guys. I want to answer more questions for y'all. I plan on being here till about 5:30, but I don't really have an agenda. I just want to answer as many questions as I can for you guys. I would like to keep it pertaining to freight traffics, though, and what's going on in the industry, carriers or dispatchers, to help them in their business. So this is what the market is doing. If it's killing you, well, you need to adjust and do other things. Yes, but you can hit the link in the bio. We have so many things. If you subscribe to this TikTok, there's discount codes when you subscribe, all that to my channel. Okay. Any other questions I can answer? If not, I guess I'll let you guys go. Give another 5 minutes for questions, and I'll let you guys go. Yeah, there's always some stuff going on too in this industry, man. I'm telling you. Always, having a truck is not easy. Hi, what class do you have in Atlanta and when? My class will be about marketing. It will only be marketing in Atlanta, Georgia on October 14th, which is going to be on a Saturday. It will be about marketing. It's going to be from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. The last couple times it takes about 3.5 hours, and I'm going to show people our 4-step process of what we do as a company to reach over 10,000 carriers every single month. Because besides people taking courses, the next thing that they do all the time is, I can't get a carrier. I can't get a carrier. Where do you find carriers? So now my thing is we're going to take this on the road to fix this problem people are having. So from now to October 1st, I got to have at least 10 people pay for me to go. I've had 2 people pay. So if you're interested and if you live in Atlanta, Georgia, you need to go to the website and pay, because I want at least 10 people to be scheduled for me to come from Texas to Atlanta, Georgia. It needs to make sense. So it's only $149 for the 3.5 hours. Do you get intermodal container freight? I don't really mess with that. Oh, you're welcome, Joe. I really don't mess with stuff like that just in general because it's too specialized. And my whole thing with running my businesses is I try to make things as simple as possible. So that way, when I hire people, they can just kind of like a rinse and repeat. I'm very locked into scalability of business, not unique specialization. I want scalability. I won't do a dispatch class in Atlanta, no, because I don't teach dispatching like other people. So we have our dispatch class for a whole week. So literally when you come, you have to come to us for a whole week, and it's 40 hours a week like a job. So I don't do this 3 or 4 hour stuff because that does not work for people. If it did, I would not have been doing this for 3 years, of course, after the course. Where's the class in September? It's in Houston, Texas, at my office in Houston, Texas. We have a whole classroom dedicated to this. Y'all want to see it? I can show it to you if you want to see it. So this is what we have. I will have more like individual specialized trainings. Like we have a Spanish class we need to commit to, hopefully in November. And then I might do I'm helping another person. They have a dispatch course. I'm going to help them with some stuff. And coming up in October as well. Then I have, like I said, the Atlanta class. I might have another Houston marketing class in November too. So we'll run around, do a couple different things. Yeah, but the way we teach dispatching is for a week because I want to give them all the skill sets that they need in order to be a successful dispatcher. So the failure rate of people learning 3 or 4 hours a day, they're trying to learn how to do a skill and a business at the same time. Like that's unrealistic for people to really grasp that in 3 or 4 hours. So we don't do that. Does that answer your questions? September is going to be dispatching. That's going to be the full dispatch class from September 18th through the 22nd. It's for a whole week. We're going to teach you everything. The first 2 days is classroom setting of like curriculum, walk you through the curriculum, Q&A. Literally, it's going to be 16 hours of just learning. Then Wednesday, you get on the phone, you talk to brokers in real time. Fill out the carrier agreement packets, carrier packets, stuff like that. Then after that, you go to lunch on Wednesday, you come back on Wednesday after lunch, and then we actually put you where you book freight. So right now, I think we have 43 trucks in our dispatch company. You would get on the actual load boards and actually try to figure out how to dispatch freight in real time. That's when you go back and you see people dancing and stuff like that. They're celebrating because they booked the load. And then Thursday, you book more freight. And then we also put you on the phone with at least 10 carriers where you pitch your dispatch company, and you try to get carriers so that way, hopefully, when you leave, you have a carrier by coming to the class. So right now, because it's the last class of the year, if you subscribe to my channel, it's going to save you $1,000 to come in person. So I'm putting the code only to subscribers. It's Cowgirl 22 up 22 is going to be in Houston, Texas. That's where we reside, Houston. It is going to be at the office. Did y'all want to see the office where your class is going to be? I'll show y'all if y'all want to see. It's okay if y'all don't. I'll show it to you. It's not going to be here in mine. It's going to be in our classroom. Oh, excuse me. How do I sign up? You have to go to the website. But the first thing to do is subscribe here so you can get a code. So if you subscribe, you get a code on everything on the website. But you subscribe here, it's going to save you $1,000. So subscribe here. So that way at least you get a discount on whatever you're going to spend. To subscribe is only $5 to save you $1,000 though. So I put the code back here for my subscribers. Yeah, because I have 3 different types of dispatch courses. You can go to the website or hit the link in the bio when you're done here and go look under courses. But if you want to save, you will subscribe. That's the best deal I could possibly spend $5 to save $1,000. I can't do it no easier than that. Yeah, but it's September 18th to the 22nd. We have 3 more spots available. 2 people have already come in. We have 3 more spots. No more than 5 people. And when you come, you just come with yourself in a hoodie. We have drinks, snacks, all that stuff. We have computers. You have access to load boards, binders, notepads, pencils. You just need to bring yourself. Bring yourself in a hoodie. And, we got everything else. I have 3 different options there on the website. So if you want to come to in person, you subscribe here. That's going to be my answer to all y'all. You subscribe, you save $1,000. Or go to the website and look at the courses. It's for 40 hours in a week, Monday through Friday, like a job. Okay, any other questions? So you just click the link on the bio, take it to B Logistics, and go to courses. We actually have 5 different courses. Course before, 3 course afters, and a Hotshot mini course. For somebody who only wants to dispatch Hotshots. Okay, any other questions? Any questions I can answer for y'all, let me know. If not, I'm gonna let y'all go. But yeah, you can go back and look at our page. You can see the testimonials on this account. You can see people dancing, celebrating, all that good stuff. So I try to give people that sense of, hey man, accomplishment of, hey, you dispatched the load here in real time. Obviously, you can be a dispatcher. Now go back home, do the things that you learned here, and then make your money for yourself. So that's the unique thing that we do that no one in the industry offers. No one in the industry offers you to call carriers based on their influence. Nobody. This is why I'm going to take what we do to get carriers on the road to help people in that regards. Maybe they took a course 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 6 months ago, and they still haven't made $1. And it's because at the end of the day, they don't know how to market. So we're doing a little bit of both for both parties. So marketing is imperative in this current market that we're in for you to get carriers. You don't know how to market, you're gonna have problems. All right. Any other questions? If not, I'll give it 2 more minutes. I'll let you guys go. No? Okay, well, I appreciate y'all attending. Thank you so much. Go follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We have more and more content we post on Instagram than we do on TikTok, just based on the usage of the platform. Okay, subscribe, like, all that. Oh, you're trying to subscribe? Yeah, you should be able to just hit this right here, this little asterisk right here, or whatever this is, little star. And it's supposed to be able to do it very simply. Okay. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. You gonna give you some more time, cowgirl, to subscribe? I have to change my call file, asshole. Okay, well, yeah, you can always come back and do it anytime. But I appreciate y'all. Grace and peace to you. If you need anything, DM me. Maybe you can just DM me or something. But I can't post any links on TikTok because they are very restrictive with that. But I'll try to answer, or you can follow me on Instagram. Same link, same handle, and then go from there. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Talk to y'all soon.